Welcome back. This is MYDO Tackle Talk, and we are talking about Port St. John's again. Port St. John survived the flood last this weekend, and we've got a chap going down there, and he wants to catch some cob and some shad. So he is getting a Port St. John's Silver Bullet Brew Baits pack. So basically, this is all the lures that you might need to catch those big cob and release them. Remember, got to release them. They're at a very vulnerable stage when they're in that river. They're actually spawning. So it's a little bit silly to catch them and then not release them. It's fine to catch them and release them, especially if you can give them a chance to recover, talk to him nicely, and give him a lecture about taking these MYDOs so that he doesn't do it again. Okay, the first big lure, 1.5 ounce. And so this is good for casting into the wind or in really rough conditions and when there's big cob around. It's got very stretchy rubber, very natural feeling, and you see how it pivots on the lure, on the head like that. So that's articulation is where the magic comes from. All right, so there's the big one. Now that's for hard conditions, hard fishing. And now here's a slightly smaller one for when the conditions are much better. It's got a paddle tail on. You can use a paddle tail or a split tail or a jerk tail, but I supply them with a bit of a range so that you can decide. So there, and you see this MYDO is a lot wider at the top there. So this is for going slower and for getting more action out of the lure. So really good for cob on very nice days. Okay, then we're moving down the scale a little bit to the next size paddle tail, which is like 5 inches, and that gets a 1 ounce. And then we go smaller until we get the tiny little guys are a 1/4 ounce. So it's 1/4 ounce, 1/2 ounce, 1 ounce, 1.5 ounce. I mean, I think actually I think I'll 2 ounces. Use these things. Right? Just go down to the beach at Port St. John's there, find those oaks, you're fishing there, and go stand next to it. Don't stand next to the jiggers, that'll be bad for your reputation. Coil this thing as far as you can, your favorite coffee grinder, whatever you got. Let it settle, let it go into the water, and then start moving it at the speed where you just know that the paddle tail is working. That's the cob speed. The cob like the lures slow and deep, they like to almost be dragging along the bottom, whereas the Garrick are swimming in the middle of the water. They never really go on the bottom. They're always at the top or in the middle. And they don't like a slow lure. They like one that's going at full tilt. So this MYDO set of lures that is for Port St. John's also can double as Garrick lures. You just crank. You just go as fast as you can. If you really go fast, then it comes up on the surface and it actually starts to skate along the top. Just looks just like a plug or something like that. So basically, you're covered. If you've got this little pack of lures with you and you go down to the beach at Port St. John's, you are really covered. But then I just got to add one more thing. We have got a shad trace. Exact same concept. There's the bait swimmer. And instead of a plastic, you put a bait on you. Very nice, neat and simple bait on you. Then you go to the same place and you cast this. Not so far. And just wind very gently. And the shad will hook himself. It's not like an old traditional style of fishing where you chuck your bait out and then you wait for him to bite and then you strike like that. It doesn't work. That just wastes your bait. First of all, shad like a moving bait. They want that thing to be going. And I've got that on camera a million times. But for the most important part is shad are hard to hook because they're very quick. So, but if you're winding already and he comes and he hits that bait, he's got that treble at the back. It's lethal little treble there. Nothing gets away from there. So there's a cool kit for Port St. John's to catch cob, Garrick, and shad. But then the other day, one of my guests with me caught a big pig-nosed grunter on his shad trace. And many Garrick have been caught in shad traces. So I'm pretty sure a Garrick will chow this thing if it's got a beautiful fillet bait on you and it's got smelling of sardines and it's coming through the water and a Garrick swims past. And maybe otherwise the shad's going to chow the traces and the Garrick's going to chow the shad. But okay, enjoy Port St. John's and enjoy the MYDO Port St. John's kit pack. And don't forget for the rest of us to like and subscribe. And let's see if we can get some orders. Ciao.